Okay, here's a nice little routine that can be done on a chair to help with making your spine healthier and move more with ease, but also to gently strengthen the core muscles in the area. So sitting right on the edge of a hard chair, feet will be hip distance apart. Hands can rest on the thighs, and we're going to start with just some gentle movement just to warm up. So you're gently going to be rounding the spine and then bring the chest forward, extending, but gentle. So you're not even looking for the end of the movement. It's like little baby movements so that we can work out a few kinks before we get into other movements or core strength. Good. Come back to center. Arms will rest down at your sides, and we're going to just let the fingertips reach down one side and then the other side. And again, like I'm saying, you're not really trying to find a stretch or get to the end of the movement, so we're not compressing anything. You're just sort of allowing the movement that's there to be done with ease, getting rid of just a little bit of tension before we get into more specifics. Good, back to center. And then you're gonna leave one hand on your thigh, the other one can grab the chair, rotate one way and then switch, rotate the other and then switch. So you're not pulling on the chair so much as you are just helping it assist you just to go as far as you can go without feeling. You're not looking for the movement to end and a lot of tension. You're just enjoying movement, trying to keep the movement that's there alive and well. So at this point, nothing is exaggerated, or you're not trying to gain anything. You're just trying to see what's there. Back to center. Nice work. Arms resting down at your sides. Shrug your shoulders to your ears and drop. Up and down, up and down. As you're doing this movement, I want you to visualize that behind your back are your shoulder blades, and they're now gliding up and down your rib cage. So your mind or your awareness is really on the shoulder blades, gliding up towards the ceiling and down towards the floor on your rib cage. And here you might feel some of the muscles start to fatigue. This is good. This is great. And then slowly end the movement. Let your arms at your side, and let's just take a moment to try and relax the muscles that have just been exhausted. So you're relaxing through the upper neck into the shoulders, and you're relaxing the shoulder blades onto the rib cage. Good. Palms will open up to the front. You're going to bring your shoulder blades together in the back. So now you're squeezing your shoulder blades together on the rib cage, and then bring the shoulder blades apart and let the backs of your hands touch in the front. Open your palms, shoulder blades come together in the back, backs of your hands together in the front. So think of your shoulder blades gliding forward off the rib cage as you go forward, and your shoulder blades coming together, kind of squeezing towards the spine as the palms come behind you. Keep going. So the movement is really about freeing up the tension around your shoulder blades, which will really help free up the spine and the upper back. So you make the movement as quick or as slow as you want. It's really just about freeing up tension. Of course, you're strengthening muscles as you're doing this, but your mind is really only concentrating on keeping everything relaxed and making the movements as easy and as tension-free as possible. And back to center. Relax and nice work. Now you're going to imagine that you have a clock that we're going to place horizontally, and we're going to insert it into the spine, specifically at the base of your breastbone. So now we've got this horizontal clock that's inside our body, and I want you from the base of the breastbone to imagine that you're gliding forward. So you're sliding to the 12 o'clock and then sliding back to the 6 o'clock, 12 to 6. So it's again kind of moving like we were at the beginning, rounding and extending very gently, but you're specifically doing it from this place. So you're gliding forward and back, and the spine's just following where you're initiating, and then the spine will follow. So there'll be some rounding and extending of the spine, but your real focus is specifically at the base of the breastbone, gliding forward and back. So it's like grabbing the center of the spine and moving it, and then everything above and below is going along for the ride. Back to center. Nice work. Now we're going to go from 3 to 9 o'clock. So imagining that clock again, from the breastbone, you're shifting side to side. And again, very gentle movements. You don't want to be forceful in any way. The movements might be really tiny. The spine's going along for the ride. So you initiate from the base of the breastbone, but you let the whole spine get involved with the movement, but with ease. So there's a misconception out there that if we want to gain movement, we got to like push through tension or really feel the stretch, but it's actually not true. You're best to just do movements gently and sort of working out the kinks. It's like teaching those muscles that they can stay relaxed, and the less tension you have in your body, the more freely you can move your joints and your spine. And then back to center. Nice work. Now, since it's a clock, let's try and hit every hour on the clock. So you're going to shift your breastbone to the 12 o'clock. Then you're going to start creating a circle around the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the base of your breastbone is really moving in a circular way around the clock. So we happen to be going clockwise. We're going to be reversing in a second, but pay attention. Are there specific hours on the clock that are difficult to sort of feel movement through? And if it's like, let's say you're having a hard time between 1, 2, 3, then you can specifically work sort of that quarter or that slice of the clock. So going forward and back, and then once you feel like, okay, that's better, that's smoother, then go back to the entire clock, the whole circular motion, and see if that's improved. Like I said before, you're not forcing movement, you're just sort of working out the kinks, like you're trying to move with respecting like how much you can move, and then suddenly you just feel like, oh, that just feels smoother, or that's moving more with ease, or you just have a better ability to move. Good. And we're going to reverse the clock. So try and hit every hour on the clock. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 12. And if there's a zone, if there's a section, feel free to stop in that area and work either the half clock or a quarter of the clock, and then when you're ready you can go back to circling completely around. So you can always use your fingers to guide the movement. Once you feel comfortable, then you can just rest your hands on your thighs or at either side, and back to center. Nice work. All right, let's get into a little bit of core. You're going to float your arms up, palm touching palm, so your hands don't slide off of each other and the elbows do not bend. Before we get into that, let's just find neutral, okay? So we're backing up to pelvic tilting here. You're going to tilt your pelvis forward and back. So a while ago it was like just a general movement. Now you're really specifically more with the low back. So curl your tailbone under, round back, and then come forward. Round back and come forward. You're not looking for a major stretch. You're just seeing what's available for you. And then you're going to stop halfway through a rounded back and an arched back. And that's what we would call neutral pelvis. So you're halfway between the two. And to hold that position, you're going to feel your core engage. So you should start to feel a little bit of abdominal activity. Hold that. Float your arms, palm touching palm. Elbows are straight. Bring both arms to the right. and back to center. Stay neutral through the pelvis, to the left and center. So the movement's not big. Just the fact that you're holding a neutral pelvis, your core is already working, but now we're adding some rotation of the spine. And so that's challenging your core muscles a little bit more. So you should feel that. That's somewhere deep inside along the spine or in your abdomen. You should feel some muscles activating. And see how many you can do. If you're feeling like it's a bit much, you can rest. And then back to center. Let your arms relax to your sides. Nice work. Again, let's just go back to tilting forward and back, because now you've sort of held that position for a bit. And then stop halfway through, both the arch and the rounded back. So the halfway point is neutral. You'll feel your abdominals kick in. And if you don't feel your abdominals, then maybe you have to activate them. So you pull your belly button, the whole surface of your belly, you pull it back, but you don't go back into a rounded spine. You stay halfway, and then you pull your belly in, and that forms the support, holds your spine. There's more muscles that are kicking in, but if you activate your abdominals, the other muscles will tend to follow suit and give you that stability you need. Now we're going to just keep this position. We're going to slightly lift one foot off the ground. So you're pushing, you're kind of anchoring your left foot for the right foot to come up, and then drop the right foot and switch. Lift the left and drop. So the idea is that you don't lose neutral. So I'm not lifting and rounding my spine. I'm staying neutral, activating my core. Lift and lower. Switch and lower. So these are done with ease. So you're lifting with control and you're lowering with control. So you don't want to just make the movements quick, because what happens when you don't control the movement nice and slow is you end up using large groups of muscles, like your hip flexors. So if you go slow and you control going up and you control going down, your core plays a bigger role. One more each side. Nicely done. Good. You're going to walk your feet in towards your chair a little bit. We're going to finish this session with activating our glutes, our bum muscles. So you're going to squeeze your bum muscles, and you can either initiate the movement like you're going to stand up and stay on the chair, or you can actually come up to standing. And then start to fold through the hips and start to come back towards the chair and have a seat. Squeeze the bum muscles, lean forward and come up. Hinge, body forward, start to come back and sit on the chair. So the idea is to do this with control. So when I start to come down, I don't want to just sit on the chair and let sort of gravity take me down. You're trying to use your muscles, control on the way up, and same speed with control on the way down. Squeeze your bum, push through your feet, come into standing, hinge through the hips, go forward and lean and come back. Smooth, controlled movements. Hinge and come down. Two more. Last one. There you have it. You survived a nice little chair routine that is sure to give you some core strength and free up your spine so that it's as healthy as it can be. Have a good day.